Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm at Whitehead Excursion Station. I'm at Whitehead in Northern Ireland, and this is not the main railway station, but as the sign suggests, it's the Excursion. It's also home to the Railway Preservation Society of Ireland. It's where they have their main workshops and their museum, and we're going to go and have a look around. The railway line from Belfast to Larne runs along there, so we may or may not see a train, but they're not that exciting on that line at the moment. They're just CAF built DMUs, but we're going to go and see some quite interesting rolling stock and locomotives here at Whitehead. So I'm going to walk down the excursion platform. You can see various items of rolling stock, and I can smell that very nice smell of a steam loco. Just up there is a loco in steam. I'm not quite sure. I don't think she's going out today, so whether she's ready for an excursion over the weekend, I'm not too sure. But what we're going to do, we're going to have a look around the museum. We can see some of the workshops and just generally explore this very interesting site. So as we come down here, this is, well, it says platform 3 as well. In there is a cafe, so you can go and have a cup of tea, cake, etc. It's quite a modern station building here. And then up there is sheds, and that's what obviously is going to be really exciting to have a look around. So as we come up here, see various items. Now I'm not as clued up on Irish railways as I am British railways, but you can see the Tendrith loco in steam. We'll get a bit closer up there. You can see a few Mark II carriages which are familiar to Britain's railway enthusiasts. Ireland, both north and south of the border, does use Mark IIs, and they also use Mark IIIs. I think those ones there, those heavily graffitied ones, are ex-Gatwick Express, because at one point a Gatwick Express set was bought to Northern Ireland when it had finished a loco called Gatwick Express for an extra commuter service, but that no longer runs. There we go, there's the loco simmering away on shed, number 131, she's a 440. Have a look, see what else, all it is, the coal there. So we're going to go around the shed and see. So basically it is a museum, but it's more than a museum, it's a complete railway workshop. It's the running sheds for, well, steam locomotives in the whole of Ireland. I'm going to go in here first, into this little building here, and they have a few small exhibits. There's a nice model there of a steam loco on the Enterprise. The Enterprise is the train which runs between Dublin and Belfast. Now, of course, diesel hauled by one of these, a 201 class locomotive. And there's a Northern Irish 071 class, and there's an older Northern Irish Railways diesel. So they're built by General Motors. We're going to now go outside. So we go out here, and we just keep following. We just basically have to follow the signs around. So we come to here. That's the main shed. Oh yeah, let's have a look at the steam loco first, so we can see her as well as we possibly can. Just through here. Look, there we go. She's sat there simmering away on the shed. I've not had any of the steam locos, the mainline steam locos in Ireland for haulage. The only steam loco I've had in Ireland, the whole of Ireland for haulage, was one of the Orrestein and Coppell locos at the Downpatrick and County Down Railway, and that was about 10 years ago. Here's the all-important turntable for the steam excursions which they run. That is a generator van, and just there is a little Ruston Hornby diesel locomotive. And then if we go round through the building here, we'll be able to have a look. So we're just going to go now into this building. It's called the Loco Building, where we can see some of the locomotives. So we come into here, and we look through the window, and in front of us there's one steam loco. I think we can go and get a closer look. Let's just have a look at this one, number 184. And we go through here, various displays on the wall. It keeps saying continues this way, so you just got to keep following the arrows. So we go through here, and we go through here, and here we have one mainline steam loco, number 186 and 060. She's over 100 years old, but she still does mainline tours. It's you know, she's like us in the UK if we run a 4F. I know they're perhaps not as old, but similar wheel arrangement. And then I'm not sure the arrangement of this one, but yeah, another fairly old steam loco under overhaul, stroke restoration. There's a poster there for the first Great Train Robbery. That was filmed in Ireland. Euston Station became Euston Station, just to confuse you. I know Americans, when they go to Dublin, they go, oh, there's a Euston Station in Dublin too. It's not Euston, it's Houston, named after the Mr. Houston of the Easter Risings, but that's a completely different story. If you want to see my exploration of Euston Station, Dublin, have a look at link on screen now. See what's behind this door. Okay, we can't actually go in, but this is the shed. There's an industrial tank engine there. So we've got some quite well-equipped workshops here. And then where do we go next? We go through here. So we'll leave these steam locos. We can't go in, but if you look through here, through the window you can see the workshops. We're going to go upstairs now to look for more steam locos. So it's quite an exciting place. It reminds me a bit of Bowness, because that's like a running shed in the museum. There's a big model steam locomotive. Let's have a look. We might get, yeah, there's a window. We can see down to where we've just been. So there's number 186 again. And then we're going to go through here, through this door. And we have another steam loco. Now this one, number 4, known as a Jeep, very similar to British 4MT, and she was built in Britain, as most of them were. She hauled the last revenue-earning steam train in Ireland in 1970. So steam continued for a couple more years on the main line here in Ireland than it did in Great Britain. So that is number 4. And she sometimes does tours on the main line. So I'm going to have to, I'm not probably going to do it on this visit. I'm going to have to come here one day and get some of these steam locos for haulage. I just happened to be in the area today and I realised the museum was open, so I called in to have a look. So there you are, big tank engine. And there's a tender of the Great Northern Railway of Ireland, not to be confused with British Great Northern Railway. Big tender of a loco. I believe that's Slieve Gullion. Slieve Gullion is a mountain. Now as for the loco itself, if we go right round here, I think I can see Slieve Gullion's, well, there's 2 sets of frames in there. There's one set which I appreciate it's hard to see because of the glare, but just there, that's a set of frames. I'm not sure which that loco belongs to. Slieve Gullion, it's hard to show you because of, but Slieve Gullion is there, that blue you can see, that's, I believe, is Slieve Gullion 171. So we're going to now go, well, that's interesting, that carriage, that looks to be narrow gauge to me, probably 3-foot gauge, because that's the gauge most narrow gauge railways in Ireland tend to be. So I'm going to leave the Jeep behind. So I've ticked off for sight quite a few of the steam locos. Come through here, this is where they do pattern making. So you can see all the equipment for that. So there's no steam locos in here, but they can make things like cylinders and components for steam locos in here. So it's quite well equipped, this place. Go through here, down the stairs. We have another building to explore. We have more locos to see, which I'm excited about. Come down here and we go out the door. And we come, you can see some gold there and various other bits of locos and carriages. The only thing I haven't got is a miniature railway. Found a miniature railway running around the edge. I know I say that everywhere I go, but that would be cool. Oh yeah, look, there's some 2 gauges of track. And I always say this, I should have a tape measure with me. I could measure, I'm pretty sure that's 3 foot. Irish, and yeah, that would explain why there was a narrow gauge carriage in there. Irish railways, both north and south of the border, are 5 foot 8.5. 5 foot 3 inches. British railways and most of Europe are 4 foot 8.5 inches. Irish railways are 5 foot 3 inches. Another very old carriage awaiting restoration. We have one more building to go and have a look in, so we're going to go in here. It says it's the carriage, I think. So here we go. We come into here, and we have an industrial tank engine. I'll have a look at that in a moment. There's some wagons here. Oh look, it's a gauge 1 model train set. I think you can pay, yes, you can have a go of it. So can I make the train go? I say gauge 1, it's G scale. Yeah, look, she's going. This is fun. I'm going to drive around to the station through the tunnel and stop her there. This is great fun. going to back her up a bit, it just looks neater. So she's not, there we go, now she's not fouling the point. Anyway, so we have Irish steel wagon. Oh, yeah, the carriage works is in here. We walk into here. Interesting comparison of doors on a Mark II door and a wooden door. But then, look, there's a really old carriage just there, and all the equipment for restoring carriages. So it's nice how they've mixed the museum and all the, you know, the restoration that takes place together. Let's have a look at this Loco. So it's a little Avon side saddle tank, built in Bristol to the works number 2021. So I've seen very similar Locos in Britain, but built to the British standard gauge. So obviously Ireland needed its few industrial, so some had to be built for Irish gauge. There's another steam loco here, bigger one. And then there's a few carriages, because this is said to be the carriage works. So that's the Great Southern Railway GSR, number 461, so quite a big steam loco. There's this little goods train we had here. Oh, have a look there, that wagon plate, oh, there it says Inchicore, that's the main railway works in Dublin. There's an LMS dining car here, but that's, although LMS, yeah, is that, I'm not too sure. Is that a British LMS, or is that, or did it Northern Counties Rail? I think it's LMS, but maybe LMS did run, I think they did run some up railways in Northern Ireland. Anyway, let's go inside, because it looks exciting. Oh, this is nice. So this is a dining car. It's quite cool. I like it when I've been on trains before where they, in other countries where they have seats you can actually pick up. Oh yeah, and there's a bar. And let's go through here. Dining cars. And look, actually there's beer. I could do a pint of Guinness now. Don't think I'm going to get one though, because no one to serve me. Let's continue exploring. Go out here now. We'll have a look in the next couple of, well, in the next well, keep looking as much as we can. So now we're like a corridor carriage. See the compartments. That noise you may be able to hear. That'll be a train going past on the alarm line. They never come when you want them to. Here's the guard's van. Handbrake. Go out here now. There's a wagon here. I think there's one more carriage. We'll have a look. The wagon. So possibly used for moving Guinness about. I think we can go into one more carriage. There's that carriage that says Intercity on it. That's Republic of Ireland Intercities. No longer do they have local haul trains of Mark IIs. There is the only Dublin to Belfast, Dublin to Cork local haul now. This is very nice. We go through here, and it's like a lounge on a train. That's really cool. So it's time for me to, because I think the museum's almost closing now, time for me to go out and find my way to my next destination. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you're in Northern Ireland, or the Republic of Ireland for that matter, you can go on one of the excursions they run, because they run, why I've not done one I don't know. But I should at some point. But yeah, if you're in this part of Northern Ireland, do come and visit this museum. It's a very pleasant museum, very interesting museum, and obviously there's a few steam locos to see. So, as I said, thank you very much for watching. Please do feel free to like, subscribe and comment. If you're in the area, do come visit this museum. And from the Whitehead Railway Museum, thank you very much. Goodbye.